I apologize for the video being weird, and it's an impromptu because I forgot that I need to film this, but it has to be out on Wednesday, so I need to get this done. I need to get with the ball game. What are we doing? I'll probably have interjections from me from, like, the past, which was part of last week's video that I originally deleted. But we do need to discuss really quick while the sun is setting. I'm trying to clean up because I've been working all day because I really want to get this done by my birthday, which is tomorrow, so it's not going to happen, but I want to get it as close to, like, all the walls closed in so insulation's not falling out on me by the end of the week. I think that's a reasonable timeline. Anyways, today we're talking about the ceilings, which you cannot see right now, and I'm not going to tilt it up anymore because it's a miracle that it's staying right there and the tripod's outside. I better talk quicker because the sun is setting. Anyways, so today we're going to talk about ceiling materials. I actually just got a comment on the video that I released today, which is Monday, about the ceilings and what I use for the ceilings, and I said I would say that for this video, so you're welcome. But for my ceilings, I used a paneling sheet, like sheets of paneling that you can buy at your local hardware store, big box stores, Lowe's, Home Depot, things like that. I used like the faux wainscoting, and this was already primed and everything. I got mine from a local hardware store. I think it was like 15 bucks a sheet, which was the most inexpensive thing to do when you're building in the middle of a pandemic when lumber prices are super high. Ideally, there was a point in time when I really wanted to do like some sort of tongue and groove or shiplap on the ceiling, because that would have been easier to manage. I could have done it on my own. For this, of course, you saw I had to get help for it, and it was a little bit of a pain to hold up there and screw everything into place, and things are just wonky in some places. It was a whole like process of figuring it out, and if I could have went with individual pieces of wood, I probably would have. So there's you another option right off the bat. I'm just like spilling my story, and so giving you guys a few options. You know, you can always use whatever kind of really material you want on the roof. Just keep in mind, if you're trying to conserve head height, keep that in mind on how thick your material is going to be, or if you have an endless head height, you could use kind of whatever you wanted to. If you're going to go with big sheets, just know that they have to be bendable. So make sure that your material is bendable, and by give and bendable, I mean like this piece of wood. See how it barely gives. It doesn't like bend in half, but it bends a little bit. Just a little bit of give to help make it go to that curve. For a long time, for a while, we didn't know if the panels would do it or not. My papa was hesitant, skeptical is a better word, but I knew that it would do it because I've seen a bunch of people do it before, so it had to have done it. I mean, I think people even use like faux wainscoting in boats, so like it had to be done. Like there had to be a way. So number one that you could use, faux wainscoting, fox wainscoting. Why is it faux? It's probably a French word, isn't it? I look like a big American idiot. Faux wainscoting, or you could do some sort of like shiplap or tongue and groove. If you don't know what I'm talking about, eventually I'll have links down to it in the description, but if you can just type it into Google, you'll find it right off the bat. Number three, of course, you could use some sort of other, like, you know, just random like wood, pallet wood, things like that. I have this sheet of decorative board here. The only reason I might recommend that you go with maybe like an actual wainscoting or a shiplap or a tongue and groove board over top of these boards, like the appearance boards, is that the tongue and groove, like the actual wainscoting, and the shiplap will kind of snap into each other. Like, I don't know what that's called. It's basically tongue and groove. Like one of them has a tongue, one of them has a groove. They will go together and they'll be like flush to one another. They'll be butted up against one, and they're really good. There won't be any holes. There won't be any gaps. I think I've covered everything. So I fibbed. I'm not very, but only because I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the trim I put up on the roof. Now, this itself is not very flexible because it's a small piece. But what this is that I put for trim, because I didn't mention that before, is lattice board. This is lattice board. This is the 2.5 inch or something like that. I need something kind of wider to cover up the screw holes and stuff on the ceiling, so that's just what I decided to use. And like the big pieces are more flexible than this. This is probably the perfect example as to why I'm having so much difficulties on the corners. You could definitely go with something that's like prefabricated, like some sort of PVC. I know they make like the PVC trim or whatever, and that's pretty flexible. The only reason I decided to go with wood is because I wanted to stain cross pieces, and it was just a really good width, and I didn't see the point in purchasing different things to put up on my ceiling when this would look decent all the way around it. I say decent, that's like probably a terrible word to use, but basically anything that has give. This doesn't have give right now, but you saw the piece earlier. That's what I was talking about by give. It's funny that I showed that piece and then I just forgot to talk about this, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you use something different on your ceilings that I didn't really particularly cover, or you say, hey, I used this specific one that she said and I liked it because of this, or I didn't like it because of that, just to give some people some food for thought and things to chew on down there below, that'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah, and I thank you all again for watching. I will see you all in the next video. This is probably going to be a really short one, so you're welcome.